Hello, how is everyone? I hope you're doing well. Um, it's Monday. It's another busy Monday. I have just finished doing work. It's so much. So much. There's always so much going on that my little brain is always tired. And yeah, I'm just tired. It's only Monday. I hope everybody is doing good. Miss G has just decided she's gone to lie on the bed with all her favorite blankies. She has quite the collection, and she's had her dinner and everything already. I'm starving. Want to eat something when I'm done with this, but yeah, I've been on my really strict diet, and oh god, I just want to eat crap, but I have to stay strong. And what else is going on? We have a few things to discuss this evening about the L word, of course. And what else? Oh, yesterday I put out a video on my second channel um, about the Kardashians, and oh, we're not having that problem again. Whoever was here last week knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I put out the video on the Kardashians. It's over an hour long. It's like an hour and 10 minutes long, I think. And obviously it's anti-Kardashian. And I worked really, 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 really hard on it. So if you, even if you don't want to watch it, let it run. Let it run. Just put it on mute and let it run. I'm joking, but if you're looking for something to watch, check it out. Coffee and Colts is linked in the description box. I've got quite a lot of videos on there now. Hours and hours of entertainment, and yeah, I've been working hard on those videos. So I hope that my not next one, because there's a poll that won, but I am gonna probably do Ellen quite soon. That was one that Robin suggested. Lori, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. And thanks, Joanna. I'm glad you liked the video. What was I gonna say there? I have it's gone out of my head. Yeah, I have some other videos that I'm working on. The Alan one will be coming, but I really do enjoy doing like those long, like deep dive ones with like loads of editing and all that. And oh, this is what I was gonna say. I mentioned this at the very, very end of the live last week, so some people may not have heard me say it, but I am going to slightly twig some things on or tweak some things on the channel. Mainly, I am going to turn the channel memberships on, and you obviously like no obligation. My patron page has except for actually Lori and Joanne is pretty much the same people every month, and thank you Lori and Joanne for joining us. And it's a very like small group. Like I don't think it would even work if it was bigger than what it is now, because we actually like hang out, like it's like this, but the patrons, it's like Zoom, like we talk, like I talk them back and forth to them, I see them. So I don't think you could do it with really more than, I think there's about 21 people on my Patreon now, but I don't think I could do it with like more than 25. But the channel memberships will mainly affect what the lives after they're done. The lives will always be everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome for free. You come, you chat, you do whatever you know. I know there's a lot of people that are silent watchers. I'm kind of a silent watcher on YouTube. I don't really comment that much. Um, but basically, I may change the access to the lives after they've been recorded because it's just when we're getting into this kind of season where I'm going to be having conversations with people on set and then I'm like talking about it. I don't want people like taking that and twisting it, or even just the people I'm talking about, the it people can take things anywhere, and it's just weird. So one of the member level things may be how you get access um to the lives after they've been recorded. It would only be like $1 or something, but it's just that barrier for the other people is what I'm trying to say, that those people that are, I just like being more. I like the whole point of the channel, the live, is that I'm open and this is me and stuff like that. That would just make it easier. But on my Patreon, I do a lot more stuff. Like I do vlogs and things get released early, and especially when the season's on. Like I took all my patrons to the premiere of the L Word last time. We had like the suite, and Leisha and Leo came in and stuff. So, but the memberships would be, you would get access to like the extra video that I do for patron and stuff too. So there'll be levels, but that live level might be one. But it will all be explained in the thing. But I'm just warning people that it may come out. But anyway. Um, trying to entertain your cat. Yeah, Miss G before. She has um she was playing with like all her toys and like running around like a wild woman. I think it's after, because like she's fully recovered from her surgery and she got the okay on Friday. And once she got the like the onesie and all that off, she just was like ecstatic. She was like running around the place like a crazy woman. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. And yeah, no, Jaman, I'm not driven by any of those people. The best thing you can do is ignore those people because all they want is attention. So um well, we do have some L Word updates because IMDb has been updated, but of course we need like I need to get some sort of like sound or something. I can be like IMDb update, like, but also a warning that IMDb is not always reliable. It can change, it does change. Sometimes I think people change it just to fuck with us, but keep in mind that usually the people updating IMDb's are interns. It's not like it's Showtime and Marja sitting there updating it. So and also sometimes like the people who are cast, it's their agents that are updating it. So let me see. Mm, okay, here we go. I can't remember. Oh, it was in like a weird spot. So this young lady is the crying freshman. And I saw some people saying that they thought that that was who Bet was hugging. I still thought it was Jordy, but I guess it could be this Monette. Wait. Oh, she was in The Flight Attendant. That's a good show if you haven't seen it. Cruella. Westworld. Yes. Love Westworld. Veronica Mars. Whoa, she's been in lots of stuff. I wish it was that we had that we're getting a bit more info, but yeah. Yeah, Miss G is free from her onesie and her cone of shame. She actually ended up wearing the cone of shame the last 3 days, and she seemed to like the cone better than the onesie. When she had the onesie on, she just licked the onesie, so I had to buy another one so that I could take that, like when she was licking it, it got wet, so I had to take it off and wash it, but then she had to have one on, so I ended up buying two onesies and a cone. Oh, I love Veronica Mars. I used to love that show when I was in high school. I think it was on when I was in high school. Um, but yeah, they're obviously it's Monday and it's only 11 a.m. there, so we haven't really had much from the set today, and then I'm sure pretty much everyone talks about these last week. I don't think these were up. These were like new. This was weird because Laurel took down all these pictures, and she took down this one first. Um, Someone sent it to me, so thank you for that person because I was asleep. It was at like 2 a.m. UK time, and yeah, I don't know why she took it down. I guess maybe like when we see the episode, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it was a weird one, and everybody went crazy for this picture of two chairs, which just cracks me up because of course this this fandom like just kills me honestly. And we're so close until Laurel's show. It's like 3 weeks away. I go on the let me see. I think I go 3 weeks today. Yeah, I go 3 weeks. Oh, tomorrow, 3 weeks tomorrow. I go on the 19th, and then I'm back on the 21st. I'm only there for 2 nights. So, and oh, Miss G's gone to lie in bed because my bedroom is like right here, so she can like technically see me from the doorway. But yeah, Laurel's show. So I get there on the 19th, and Tammy and I are actually going to get our hair done because there's a hairstylist right next to. We're staying at a hotel that's right next to the gallery, so there's a hair place there, and then I don't on the Wednesday we're obviously going to look at the show, so either Tuesday night or Wednesday night probably Wednesday night's better since everyone will be there. Um, if anybody's going to the show and wants to hang out or have dinner, totally welcome. Love to have you. We can chat L word and everything. But we'll go somewhere else. We'll go for like dinner, or maybe even like in the lobby of the hotel, or what the restaurant situation is. But I'm sure there's loads of restaurants around there, so it'll be good. I haven't really heard much news on JB this this past week. I mean, we got also the pictures, these pictures from Finley and Sophie, and there was a couple of people I think from LA that we were all talking about them filming at this park on, I think it was the day before, because what they also do is they send out like it's like a list of like where certain shows are shooting the next day. I don't really like to share the list because it's like giving away. I mean, if people really want to find it, it's pretty easy to find. But I don't want to be like, putting it out there. So people thought maybe because this park is like quite nice, and like some people thought like, oh, maybe it's a Bet and Tina scene, and then they went. Some people were like, I went down here for a Finley and Sophie one, and this was the day after. Oh yeah, it was the anniversary of the reunion from 2017. It's crazy. Yeah, and this was like this time last week. California University. So yeah, it could be that crying freshman. And they're doing lots of night shooting at the moment. I think maybe they're like trying to get it all out of the way, maybe like right now, because um it's only going to get hotter and blah, blah, blah. So but it could just be the way that they've done the schedule. They're like, oh, let's get the literally like let's just get the night shooting out of the way at the beginning. It could just be as simple as that. No, I don't believe you need tickets, Lainey. I think you. Mm, I don't think so. Usually over here, there's like like a suggested donation, but um, I'm just looking at the. Mm, no, it doesn't say anything about tickets. Um, so I think it's good. Let me see what you guys. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. Hey, Kia. Oh yeah, that was the news last week, Catherine. That Kate has COVID, but I'm sure she already had like I'm sure it was an IV saline or a vitamin drip. There's not really that much you can do with COVID, but you know she's got money, she'll be fine, and but she's probably over it now because it's been a week. She got diagnosed she put the post up last Monday, so I'm sure she'll be fine, and she could even be back on set right now. Like today could be her first day back. Um, do you think Jennifer said co-parenting just upset the Tibet fans? I think she was just joking because last season, I think it was like the first interview she did of the season that they all were talking about, oh, Bet and Tina are going to co-parent, and everybody was like really mad. They were all like, we don't want to see co-parenting. So I think that she's like being tongue-in-cheek about that, because obviously it's not, well, one, their kid is like 18, like what are they going to co-parent about while she's at university? So I think they're just joking. They're the people, lots of people ask this about Laurel's um filming and her scenes and all that stuff. It is very, very, very normal for people to work on multiple projects at once. People even work sometimes on 3 projects at once. One of the new writers on the L Word is also writing on the Goldbergs, which is like fucking, is it not on ABC? Or I think it's ABC. Like that's like a network show that has 24 episodes a season. It's like a big show too. And it's just normal. Like any show that worked with, like Buffy and stuff, Sarah Michelle Gellar, that was like when she was at her busiest, and she was the lead character. She did stunts, she did the fighting, she did everything. And even they would like, I don't know, you know that episode where they turned Buffy into a rat? They turned her into a rat that episode because she was hosting Saturday Night Live. they they build these things in that like it is not a big deal that that she has the show. And say they're filming, I this is what I think they're doing anyway, because episodes 1 and 2, like I think Marja wrote them both, and I think Catriel Condred is directing them both. So I think they're just being very like filming them as one big episode because they've got the same director, same writer. And I would guess that Laurel is probably not going to be in maybe episode 3, or if she is, they'll like film those scenes now or film them when she's back. And she goes to London for 2 weeks or whatever it is, and then she'll come back and she'll be able to film her next couple of episodes, because we still don't know how many episodes she's in. I've said a few times that my guess is that she's in 5 again, or there's the possibility, which is common in a lot of situations like this, where she signed a contract this time last year. Is that right? No, the year before, November 2020. And she's in that contract, she signed it for the 5 episodes for season 2. But if you listen to a few other things she said, I think it was a multi-year contract, and it could be 2 years, it could be 3, it could be however many seasons the show goes on for. I would be surprised if they're all signed past 5 seasons, apart from Kate Leash and Jennifer, because they're executive producers. But she could have signed a contract where every year she adds an episode, or it could be drop, but I'd say it's more add. So this season she could be in 6 episodes. Oh, hi Bex. To Australia. Oh, it's late there, isn't it? Or really early. Yeah, we are just talking about the crying freshman. Yeah. Which do I like better, the OG or Gen Q? I mean, I do like Gen Q, and I do enjoy that like this is a unique thing for me, obviously. Like I love the whole interactive side of the show that I get to do now and get to talk to all you cool people about. what we all like or don't like or what's going to happen and blah blah blah. Um, but I mean, just for if somebody said to me like you can only watch one of them for the rest of your life or something like that, I would pick the original. Like it's the original, like all the all the characters, and also it has that kind of like nostalgia too because I watched it when I was like in high school and college, and yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking was 4:30. Hey Seaward, what will we do our poll for then? Um, oh, we can do a Tina Laurel one. This chair is like squeaking. Oh, sugar, I'm signed into my other hang on one sec. I'm signed into my other YouTube channel. Okay, it worked good. I guess that's another chance for me to say go to my second channel and watch my videos on there if you're looking for something to watch. um okay. There you go. My favorite character has always been Bet. Always, always, always. And my ex from high school and college and grad school and all that, she actually used to call me Bet, and I used to call her Tina, like as a joke. Um, but I love Alice too. And of course now I love Gigi. Like it's Bet and Gigi. They're my faves. But there's no one that I really like dislike. I think there's some like like Micah, I think if they just wrote him better, it's like Max from the original. Like they gave Max like an awful, awful time. Yeah, someone said on Twitter today about how I can't remember who it was, that they said that they wanted Bet to win the mayoral race, but I did want Bet to win too, and that was like the second video or the first one of the first videos I ever did was um the review for episode 7, and I was talking about like what I wanted to happen in this season finale. But when I read that interview with Marja, it did make sense that she said like Bet basically had to lose because otherwise it would turn into like a political show, which obviously. So yeah, but running for governor. Well, I haven't said anything yet, but obviously, after the bullshit of what happened on Friday, it's just absolutely disgusting. And any anything from like this live or for like the next couple of weeks from my lives will be donated along with the AdSense, which it's not like a ton of money, but I'll match it so that it at least is something decent, and I'll donate it to Planned Parenthood or because it's really, really upsetting, and it's just crazy. Like there's even like where the island that I live on now is a very small island. It's a tax haven. It's very rich. Like we don't have we don't have poverty, like we don't have unemployment, we don't have homeless people. It because it's so small, and the tiny 5% of the population that needs help like gets the help because the island is so rich. We even pay, if you want to go to university, the island pays for every single person who wants to go to university, as long as they've lived here for at least 2 years. And the because it is small, and because like yeah, we're our own government, but we don't even have 2 lanes of roads. Like there's not really much going on. But even here, they had made abortion legal in, well, I'm probably going to demonetize now, but in, God, it's been a while now. And to think that America is behaving this way, it's just lunacy. It's called the Isle of Man. Unfortunately, not the Isle of Woman. But it's really safe. Like we don't have any crime or anything like that either. Yeah, exactly. All those people that were like, "You can't make me wear a mask," but this is the repercussions from, because when the 2016 election happened, I was living in New York, and yeah, Lainey, that was I think people will be respectful though, because I know a lot of people who went to they did some it was like a watch and then like a question and answers and like meet them afterwards for the incredibly true adventure of two girls in love. And there was quite a lot of people at it, and obviously that was like a get the same, like a gay audience. And the people I know that went said that no one mentioned the L word. Like everybody asked about the movie, and like specific questions. Like nobody asked about the L word. So I'm sure there'll be people that like my aunt is going. My aunt doesn't even know what the L word is. Like I presented it to her like, oh, there's this artist, and I'm sure there'll be, because my aunt lives in London, and like there's some people who they just go to those museums every single week, or they go to the shows every single week. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of people there that aren't even outward people. But yeah, I'm sure everyone will behave themselves. Oh, Beth, that's disgusting. I'm so sorry that happened to you. There was some, oh, it's always, of course, a man. Um, when I was going into, I think it was the chemist the other day, and my friend like is the pharmacist. We say chemist sometimes here, but he owns it, and he's like my age, but he had just been telling me like 2 days ago that he'd have had this huge issue with staff because loads of his staff had COVID. And so I was like, oh, well, if loads of them have had it, some of them might not have got it yet. So I wore a mask when I went in. And I haven't really, well, like the Isle of Man, we really haven't had to deal with stuff a lot. And of course, I had it at Christmas too. I know you can get it again. But this man just like came so close up to me, like really close up to me. And he's like, you don't need to wear that. And I just like rolled my eyes at him and I was like, I'll do what I want, thanks. And he was like, but it's like, what? Like, why, whether you want to or don't want to wear a mask, like, why do you have to, like, people who have to comment either way, like, it just annoys me. Just mind your own business. Oh, Ashley, that's cool. Yeah, and like I know people who way like years and years ago, before there was any sort of COVID or anything. I know people that wore masks like when they traveled and stuff like that. So it's not like, some new thing. Well, like I was saying before, we should get some hopefully some more pictures this week. I wonder if they'll actually have any sort of consistency with, because we got the picture of like Alice, Bet, and Shane. I wonder if the Showtime account will actually. I'm sure it will be like only every so often. This one. It's 2 weeks ago now. Mm. I thought this was cool when we got to see the makeup. I think that it's either one of the makeup or one of the hair people has COVID too. That's what they say, Tiffany, about Jenny unaliving herself. And by the way, there's some people. This is more on my second channel than this channel, but some people are always like, "Why don't you say the actual word? Say the word." And it's because YouTube literally, like, if you say certain things, like, it blocks your video. That video that I did about all the TLC like predators, that video has like terrible views because they don't push it out because it's talking about like predators. And there's certain ones like the real thing for saying unalive yourself that gets like videos blocked and stuff. But I mean, that's what they told us on the show, but in my head, I said this in my L word iceberg video that I really like to think that Pat killed her. I just think it's funny. Not fun, but like just the way Jennifer Beals like tells the story too. I think it's also plausible. Oh, Lenny, thanks. That's so sweet. Oh, I listened. I've been listening to the band's podcast on 2 times speed because I cannot. I cannot. I don't want to not listen because I'm like, oh, what if they say something about season three? And especially because we get it really early in the UK, obviously, because we're ahead with the time. But it's rough, 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 rough. And you guys know I am If anything, I'm too kind and lenient with my opinions. So, but I don't know. I don't know what's happening because they have like editors and producers and PAs, and so it's just very strange, very strange. And you know, they make a lot of money from those advertisements, from merch, from lots of places. Like I know that when I'm live, I'm just talking to you guys, but like this is free. And my other videos are like I spend a really long time putting them together and edit them, and but I guess people want to watch them. They don't want to watch me. They watch me for only saying about the L word news. Yeah, I would really love to see I don't think Poppy would come back because the actress, she's like in the morning show and she's in a couple of other things that are pretty popular. So I don't really see her having big like chunks of time. I mean, she could come back for an episode, I guess, but I would really like Tasha to come back, especially because Rose Rollins' show, I believe, got cancelled last week or the week before, and I just think it's crazy that we don't know what happened to Alice and Tasha. Like, how has it not come up? How has Alice never just said like her name? Or it's wild. Yeah, see, I told you, Robin, we are lucky over here though because we don't get the ads. That is the best thing about listening to American podcasts in Europe because we don't get any ads for free. They don't. Very very occasionally they'll have like an episode with ads, but that's it. Yeah, and I think the Rose would totally come back if they asked. Let's see. Um, Obviously they're on. Aaron Daniels, they did an episode of Dana as a ghost before, and I think people would buy it and they wouldn't care. Kit, I feel like they could work something out. They could do the other thing is they can do like a flashback to the past, but like a scene that we haven't seen before. I know loads of shows and movies that have done that before, like where the series or the movie is a spin-off and they just have like them in the same episode or something, like they wear the same outfits as one of the episodes, but it's a scene that wasn't in the original. And Marley Matlin, I think, would totally come. Like, I don't think there's really anyone that wouldn't, apart from. I mean, I don't think Mia Kirshner would now because of what went on. I don't think Rachel Shelley would right now either. Um, and they've said Sarah Shahi, like, she obviously really wanted to, but they turned her down. Lenny said, "Do you think Sophie's storyline with real life heroes interviews will have Tasha come back?" I honestly think they just made that up in the like. That was one of those storylines that was so frustrating because if it was those women were like real people, you could have said, "Oh, that's like a nice like touch on like gay history or whatever." But those people were actresses, and like Sophie worked on that segment, and we spent how much time on it? But for what? Like it it didn't mean anything, and it all just went like nowhere. So it's things like that when you add them up over the course of the season, like the poker stuff, Sophie's thingy-majig, and like so many other little pieces that's just eating away at your time. And it's like you could have spent that time fleshing out the new characters that really need fleshing out, or giving us OG time, which is like what a big part of the audience does want. Or hell, even just giving us more Danny and Gigi. That's what a big part of the audience want too. They'll always have like it, even if you had no guest stars, like Laurel Holloman only has so much time. So I do think that they are playing a bit of a dangerous game, because people now, the way that the cliffhanger was, people are expecting something. And the only way that they can really move forward with the Bet and Tina storyline is to take away, I'm not well, yeah, take away like some of Bet's screen time, unless they have Bet having some other storyline with just like work or something, because obviously Angie and school and stuff, like it can't be that. Or you have to really flesh out the Bet, Alice, and Shane side, and then have just like Bet and Tina scenes, because Laurel's only there for so many episodes. And I know some people say that they don't care, but it will get really old really fast if they're just like zooming, or like, FaceTiming Tina, or being like, "What was that, Tina? Oh, she's in the other room." Like, those stupid tactics they do. Like it just, it'll get really old really fast. So I think they have to be really careful and kind of balance this line of giving an authentic story, and you know giving people what they've promised them with this cliffhanger, but also not wasting Bet, who's like the best character on the show. And a huge portion of the audience, whether you agree with that or not, a huge portion of the audience does. And they do have like a win set up, because if they tapered away some of Bet's time, so say she's doing like 50% of what she usually does and she's with Tina, and then 30% of that time she's with Alice and Shane, I don't think people would mind too much about that 20% if you were giving them Bet and Tina and OG scenes, and then you use that 20% Bet time and you put Danny and Gigi in it and gave them more screen time. I think that's pretty much, in my opinion, the best way to do it. If you don't like Danny and Gigi, or you don't like Bet, or you don't like Tina or something, I don't really know what to tell you. But that, if I was in charge of the show, that's what I would do. Yeah, Louisa, I wish she would come back too. She was supposed to come back. She was supposed to come back. But nobody quite knows the full story of what's going on, because right around, I think it was just after Christmas. It was like January 2021. I think, yeah, January 2021. It was when Rachel was doing like the editing and I guess like managing the Pants podcast. And then I think it was when they came back after Christmas break, all of a sudden, like Rachel was gone and they had a new producer and, like their main like social media was Twitter before, and it was a huge change. Like they don't even go on Twitter anymore. They use the Instagram like very sparingly, and yeah, they had this new producer and stuff. So I don't, maybe it all was amicable, like they said, and it was just about the time difference, is what they said, which I just don't buy, but it's strange. And then Helena was supposed to guest star then too, and she never did, and just kind of disappeared. And I haven't seen them interact like on, you know, social media or anything like that since that, or mention each other. So it's very strange. And I haven't seen, like Rachel's quite responsive on Twitter. And anytime people say she has mentioned the L word, but like anytime anybody kind of says anything about her going back, like she doesn't respond, which is, I think, considering she is normally so responsive. Oh yeah, I would love Kristen Stewart to guest star on Gen Q. I mean, like she's a really big actress, and a lot of the time big actors like that aren't going to go on like a Showtime show. But I think she would do it just because it's the L word. Like I totally think she would. I think a lot of people would if they asked, because it's the L word and because it's such an iconic show. Yeah, that would be funny if she was a guest on Alice's show. Oh gosh. I know. I hope they do stuff like that again this season. I'm interested to see when we start getting our guest star breakdowns, because I haven't seen anything yet. But I did hear a rumor, but I think this might have just come from my interview with Marja. But somebody told me that they were like trying to get in touch with Elliot Page. But again, when I asked Marja who she wanted to guest star in season 3, like the first two people I think she said were Kaylani and Elliot Page. So it could just be that. Because like people hear things through the grapevine, so maybe they heard the interview, and that's how it came out. Sophie's ex-girlfriend that she dumped for Danny. Oh god. Jeez. Yeah, I hope that we get some good guest stars this season, because, like, understandably, last season they weren't able to do it. Like, they had Rosie and Donald and Griffin Dunn, um, but this season, I mean, because that was such a thing with the original. Like, there was always really cool guest stars. We should do. I need to close the poll. We should do. I should do like some sort of bet ticket for like who some big guest star. Put some options in the chat of like big. Oh, so most people think Laurel's going to be in 5 episodes. Put some options in the chat, and I can make like a betting card of like who who has the best odds of guest starring on season 3. Oh yeah, lots of people on Twitter love that Dana Delaney cameo. People talk about that a lot. Yeah, Sarah Paulson would be amazing. And Holland Taylor. And again, another person that I say, I think she would do it just because it's the L word, especially if you were like, oh, we'll write a story where, Peggy Peabody has become a lesbian again. And, like they would do it just because it's the L word. Oh my God, no, not Ellen and Portia. Hello, bunny. Oh, going for a snack. Yeah, I mean, if they're back on University of California campus, I mean, realistically, I'm sure Phyllis is retired, maybe, and Molly's probably a lawyer. So, but it would be cool if for that episode where they're at California University, they were like, the way because Bet was always like, oh, Phyllis, and Alice too was there. Phyllis was like, but they probably wouldn't be able to get Jane Lynch because she's so busy. But they could be like, oh, Joyce is in court or something. They can make something like that up. And of course, yes, Catherine, I'm fully there with you. Jessica Capshaw, she's she's willing and available. Get her, get her. Oh my goodness, what was that noise? You coming to see everyone? Good girl. Go say hi, everyone. Hi, guys. You gonna show them your big belly? Oh, were you having treats? Were you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Very busy lady. Always very busy lady, aren't you? It's so funny where she got shaved because she's like so stripy and spotty. Like the little shaved patch is like growing back its little spots and stripes. She's purring away here. I don't know whether you can hear her on the microphone. Oh yeah, she's actually back to like 120%. She's quite rambunctious for like a tiny little cat. And she's very like, she likes to just hang out and get pet, and she stand on the computer and she'll have like an hour or two a day where she runs around like a little maniac, and she's got loads of toys. She loves playing with her toys. But ever since Friday when she got the onesie off, she's been like a wild animal. Yeah, that's what I said about, oh, make me bigger. Sorry, yeah. Um yeah, they want to see you in all your glory. Glory. Hey, you purring? Okay. Let's see that. Yeah, that's what I was hoping they would do with Nadia. They could be like, oh, Nadia's got Bet's job now, or whatever, something like that, where she's a teacher at CU. That's what I would do. I'm doing lots of things if I ran the show. Jay, don't be a rascal. Don't be a rascal. Yeah, I mean the follow through thing is, listen, the one thing to say is like, no one's perfect, no show is perfect, and they they're not ignoring us. Like they are listening. They are, I know, like they follow our social media, they listen here, and I think that they'll have picked up some things from last season. Like my big complaint was obviously the timeline. I talk about that incessantly, but also the kind of Jay, the she's like taking my other microphone, throwing it around. The they're just like lost plots that didn't go anywhere because, as I said like a little bit earlier, the show is only 10 episodes. Like, it's not a lot of time, especially because there's like 1,000 characters. And when they have like Sherry Jaffe, like, no, like, if it's a cool person coming back, then sure, play around with them. But Sherry Jaffe, and then like the poker stuff, and I did like the poker stuff. Like, I was really interested in it, but it didn't go anywhere. I know a lot of people say that they would love like a Bet and Tina wedding, but I just don't think it would ever happen because, one, like, wedding episodes, just Showtime just doesn't do those sorts of things. Like, I think the only reason that we saw Danny and Sophie's was because it wasn't actually a wedding, and it was like the whole drama of like them breaking up. Um Network, like Showtime and HBO, those types of shows, it's hard to explain this, but they just don't really do it because, like, if you think of a season of like Grey's Anatomy that has 24 episodes a season, you can afford to have a filler episode with Calzone's wedding. Like, you don't have to move the storylines that much forward. You can just let them be in that episode. And with 10 episode seasons, you just can't do that. And they also require so much work and effort, and like, the people that are in the wedding, like the actors, go through a lot, and there's like night shoots and early shoots and this and that and fittings and blah blah blah. And I just don't think that you'd be able to have Laurel Holloman for all that time. So I just don't think you would ever see those things. I mean, yeah, I just don't think that you would. But on the other side, I think that's why you'll never see a Tina Carey wedding too. Like, especially between two guest stars, like, it wouldn't really work. Oh my god, you miss Candace Jewel? She's in jail. The crypto scam queen. She's the two people you're never, ever, 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 ever in a million years gonna see as a returning character is, one, Candace Jewel. Well, actually, she's number two. But the number one person you will never in your life see on that show is Marina. Is Karina Lombell. She would never, ever, ever, ever return to the show. I have a video about it. I think it was from my first Christmas advent calendar. And Jennifer Beals and Karina Lambell had like a massive, massive falling out. And they brought it like literally onto social media. And I remember watching it all happen, and I was like, what the hell is happening? Because I think this was when they just either announced Gen Q or just before they did. That's another person, Brittany too. That's the three. Kristen Loken, who played Paige. So Paige, Candace, and Marina. You'll never see those three. They all ended in drama. But yeah, Karina, like, and I thought it was so funny the way they called the Les Girls character Karina, like her name. And she had a big falling out with Jennifer Beals and Eileen Chaikin. And then I think it was Pride. that she was I think she was in France, and she was like posting all this stuff on her Instagram about like how she hated working on the set of the L Word and blah, 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 blah. And she was literally going in and like editing the post, but like tagging Eileen and Jennifer. It was so weird. But yeah, the three of them. I think that's like so just like rude too, that when Kristen Loken, or I don't know how to say her last name properly. I hope that's not too wrong. But she made like really strange comments about how she wanted to be written off because of like some of the female crew. And it was weird. And they all, I bet you all of them still get residuals for the show. Like they're still making money off it. But as well, it's like it's, and I think this is probably a little bit of what we feel as like audience members too, is the fact that when the original was on, they were in Canada, and they were all kind of like, I think Aaron Daniels always says like they were at like camp, like all together and like living together and hanging out. And now that they shoot in LA, like most of them go home in the evening, and it's different and stuff between, the younger cast and the OGs. So yeah. Um oh, Catherine, this is weird. I saw you say about season 3 guest star. Moi? That would be the best moment of my life. But I don't think they take requests. Although there are some shows that they do really cool things like that. Like I really love the podcast Office Ladies. I love like Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey. Like they're just so their podcast is like going through the old episodes of The Office, and they're just like really positive, and like they clearly like have like a great friendship, but they're just so like grateful for their role on the show, and like you can tell they like genuinely love the show and the cast and all of that. And they so like if they're doing, just like a random episode, they'll talk to like the cast and like who wrote it, who directed it. They'll tell you things like, oh, when we were filming like this funny story, or like deleted scenes, and it's just so well done. And they I think it was like, this is like a few months ago now, they told a story about there was someone like back in the day that was like me, but The Office. Like they had, I don't think it was a YouTube channel, I think it was a website, but they did like little videos and like blogs and stuff like that. This is also, like 2005, 6, 7, 8. And I think it was called officetally.com. And they because this person, like, they didn't get paid for it. It was something they did for free in their own time. And they invited them to the set, and they got to go to the set, like interview everyone. And then they got to like, I think they were there for like 2 or 3 days, and they got to like take all pictures and video and all this stuff. And as I said, do the interviews so they could put them up on their website. And then they got to be like an extra in like a couple of scenes, and I was like, that's just like so nice, like. And it's kind of like a good, that person's obviously put in, I think this is like a big website, so it must have been like a lot of time and energy. And then they were obviously like hosting the site too, so they're like paying money. So I think stuff like that is really cool. I mean, like obviously shows can't do that for everyone, because like a lot of shows have like tons of people that cover them. But I thought it was really nice, especially considering The Office was like the most popular show. They didn't have to do that, but it was nice. Oh yeah, somebody wrote on, I think it was I think it was some sort of comment on like TikTok or something, and basically they said something like, I still can't believe that Tina was with Rosie, like implying it was like looks, and then like tagged Rosie. And you guys know how I feel about people tagging cast and shit. Like, as I've said many times, once in a blue, like, I don't know, if you do some cool art or you like worked really hard on a video edit or something, fine. But the people that literally oh god, one of these bots is in here. Um, Hang on, let me block them. Okay, sorry. Nothing came up though, did it? Because I only see. Oh, okay, no, it's just emojis. Let me report it. Okay, sorry about that. That actually doesn't really happen to me that much, which it's lucky because when I tell people I stream every week, they're like, "Oh my god, you must get like bots in there all the time." And I'm like, "Really? I think that's like the third time that's happened to me." And I've literally been streaming like every week nearly for like 2 years at least. Anyway, what I was saying was about the Rosie thing. Don't write every post and tag cast in it, but especially if you're being awful and insulting them. And then Rosie basically like, she replied but in like video form, and she was like, had the comment on the screen and was just like, and then Laurel actually wrote a really nice message and stuck up for her, which I hope that had people who were doing that, it stopped them doing it, because especially when Rosie was cast, like there was so much horrible stuff written about her and um, Tina and stuff, and it's just like, I honestly don't get it. Like there's people that talk really badly about Tina, about loads of people. Pretty much probably everyone on the show you could go and see people talking shit, and it's just like, do you really have like, I don't know, like ice in your chest or something? Because if I don't like, there's a people on TV, especially like maybe the way they play a character or something, you just like don't like them. I literally am like, okay, that's not for me, and just like find something else or move on. I think that's like a thing with the people who are like that, who like go out of their way to like be horrible to Rosie or like be horrible to Laurel or someone. Like, you have to have like, you have to be either miserable or you have to be really really hurting, because like that, I just don't think, like, I would say I'm really happy in my life. Like, I'm definitely in the best place in my life I've ever been, like mentally, physically, like, or maybe not all that, that just in my general like happiness. Like, I would say I'm very happy in life, and that would just not interest me at all. Going and like being, or there's people that want to fight. Like, I follow this YouTuber. Actually, I'm gonna tell two quick stories. I follow both these YouTubers. One is called Mickey Atkins. She's like a therapist, and she does like talks about therapy kind of videos. And she had a video, this she releases on Saturdays, and she was talking about the fact that some people were calling her out for what I was saying before about, saying unalive yourself, because, and she was explaining the video. I'm not sort of uh, um, censoring myself. I'm just censored by YouTube. I have to say this or no one sees the video. And I never comment. I'm a silent viewer, but it was like the first like 100 views of her video. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna comment. And I just said to her like, oh, um, happy Pride or something like that, because I think she's queer. And I said, yeah, nobody understands like about the censoring thing. It's not our choice, but good for you for like standing up for yourself or something. And like, most people like, but somebody wrote underneath it today and they were like talking about something completely different, because obviously they just want to like have a fight with someone. And when I open it, I'm just like, oh, this person obviously wants to argue about something. Not interested. Bye. Like, these people that just want to like argue about nothing. Like, it's just so weird. And the other one was this other YouTuber that I follow. Her channel's name's Fundy Fridays. I wonder if anybody in here watches it. I used to follow her when she had like 6,000 subs, and now she's at like nearly 300,000. She like blew up, and I've watched loads of people lately who blew up. And she had this like religious, like really, really, like not an actual religious person, just like a cruel religious person, copyright claim or copyright strike on this parody comment or song that she did. And her channel is like basically going to be deleted. And I would say her channel has to be making at least $250,000 a year, at least, since she's blown up. And obviously that's her full-time job. And they're like just going to delete it because this person like copyright struck. And YouTube, in case anyone doesn't know this, they don't like take a stand for copyright stuff. They basically just say to you, it's like when Showtime copyright strike me, not strike, copyright claim me. I always go back at them and say, this is fair use, because everything I'm doing is fair use. And 90% of the time, Showtime then back down and they let me have it. But some of the companies, like, I mean, if you put a 2-hour video up and you use 5 seconds of a music video, they claim the entire video. So they get all the money for the whole video for 5 seconds. So that's why I don't really put music in mine. But this was like a parody, and YouTube will just be like, it's not up to us, you have to go to court. So if she wants it to not be deleted, she has to go to court. Yes, Kennedy. Yeah, she does. Mostly like the quiverful people, like Girl Defined, Duggars, all those people. It's Sister Wives. It's interesting. Anyway, sorry, I went really off topic. I really like Finley. I know that some people don't like her, but I do. Maybe it's like the Jack Tobani charm, but I do really, really like her. Yeah, it is sad that people don't realize that it's fiction. It's like, I don't know. It's a strange and wonderful world that we live in. But oh, I don't think I said this when I talked about Laurel's thing, but I do have a group on Facebook for anyone who's going to Laurel's show if they want to meet for dinner, or I don't drink, but I don't mind going for drinks with people, or coffee or something. But definitely, if you see me, come say hi. And yeah, I think that's it. don't have too much. I think we got spoiled with all those pictures 2 weeks ago, but I'm sure they'll have something for us soon. I Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, Robin. I did a podcast with Amanda. Amanda invited me on her podcast. Let me find it. Because I'm going to use this opportunity to see. Oh yeah, here it is. Also, I have some new pieces of merch. The link is in my description box. I've just ordered some, so I'll wear it and it'll probably take like a week to get here, but I'll wear it in my next few videos you guys can see. I'm gonna start doing my giveaways again soon because I haven't done one in a while. For anyone who wants to win a shirt or water bottle or something like that. So keep your eyes peeled. Um, please, please, please go check out my second channel if you want something good to watch. I put my heart and soul into the long videos. And also something you can watch is you see LesPod. This is Amanda's podcast, Let's Cast, and it's on like Apple and Spotify and all those places too. So you can check it out there, or you can watch the video version as well, with us in it. It was really fun, and I know Amanda has like episodes with, like I think episodes 3 is with her wife and some other people. So, oh yeah, next Monday is July 4th. What do you guys think? See, our day on the Isle of Man is Tuesday, July 5th. So I probably will do Monday. Let me do a quick final poll and then we can peace out. I'm so hungry. Okay, get those little votes in. I would say another day, but I don't mind dying in front of me. I got so much crap going on with all my work. I'm like, but yeah, we have Tuesday off for our. Yeah, that's the thing. Normally, what I do is because obviously the 4th is America and the 5th is the Isle of Man, so it's like my two homes. I I haven't done it because of COVID. I haven't done it the last 2 years. But if I'm on the Isle of Man, I normally do like a combo party, and I've got like all these American little flags and Manx flags, and I have to show you guys pictures because I like it. It's like a big thing, and yeah, I'm not doing anything this year because yeah. So I'm going to close the poll in a sec. So get those final voties in. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Monday then. Oh well, everybody actually said either. But so I assume that Monday or either is fine. So unless anything drastic changes, which I won't, Monday Be there or be square. Amanda's podcast is called Lescast. And Christine, thank you. Leave the video a like if you are a wonderful person. And make sure that you are subscribed here, subscribed on Coffee and Colts, and Instagram. That's it. But yes, only 2 more lives, and then it's gonna be Laurel's. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but when I'm at, not obviously not in the exhibit, but maybe in the hotel, like the night before, the night after. What if there's a few of us there? I might go live, like in London, or do something like that. So I'll think about it, and then I'll let you guys know. And we could do like a, just because I'll be obviously with other people like Tammy and stuff. So it'd be cool. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming. You guys are the best. I hope you enjoyed some of my rambles. Sorry, I went off topic. But Miss G and I love you very much. Have a great rest of your Monday. Have a good week. And take care of yourselves, because it's a crazy world out there. And Miss G and I love you very much. Don't forget it. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you soon. Bye.